Leroy, very excited to talk to our next guest. Got a big fight coming up on September 4th, live on pay-per-view. He is taking on King Kong Luis Ortiz. This is the former heavyweight champion of the world on his path back to the belt, the Destroyer. Andy Ruiz joining us here on the show. Champ, thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, bro. Thanks for having me here.
I got to tell you, from a guy who played football and has never taken for granted people that don't have body by Jake could still be athletic. You got some of the best feet in the game. Bar none. I've been praising it. I'm like, everybody can sleep on it. I'm not sleeping on it. And do you sense when you get into a ring, a lot of people look at you and don't realize what kind of boxer you are and the amount of footwork that you have? Because in the heavyweight division, they figure big guy, he just gonna stand in front of you and slug it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. But for me, having so many different trainers, I try to learn every single thing that they teach me. You know, I used to have a Cuban trainer when I was an amateur, a Russian trainer, a lot of different trainers that gave me that ability to try to do it. And God willing that he gave me all this talent as well, you know, but it's just practicing, man, practicing and training. I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. So everything's kind of muscle memory, and we got to have good legs, you know?
Yeah.
Andy, I heard you in the lead up to this fight say you're not as focused on the body more. Like you felt like you put too much focus to that into the areola fight. Why did you want to just focus, like keeping your size, still being a thing? Because you do have the fast hands, you do have the fast feet. Was it a comfort thing? Is it because you just feel more powerful? Why did you want to not, lose so much of yourself?
Because I feel this is the way that I'm supposed to be in the 260s, because God made me a champion of the world being like this. So why change it? All we have to do is just keep training, stay focused, and, perfect the craft. And I used to think of, I got to look the part. And I wasn't being the part, So I was listening to too many different people instead of just being myself and going in there and letting my hands go. And when that Chris Arreola fight, I think I focused too much on the weight that I wasn't boxing too much. I wasn't doing a lot of boxing like mitts. I wasn't doing a lot of stuff like that. I was just doing cardio. I was doing weights, and there are little phases that us boxers go through for listening to other people.
You mentioned the switching the trainers. Like, I saw Tyson Fury. He's been changing a lot of trainers. Do you think that's a benefit? Like just getting a lot of different voices. Like, how valuable is that in your journey through the sport? Like, just getting to kind of switch it up. I saw you you were in camp with Canelo, now doing something a little bit different. How helpful you think it is for a guy who's been in the game as long as you are to kind of just freshen it up?
It is good because we learn from each trainer, each trainer has a different style. So we try to adapt, because every fighter, and we're in the ring, there's different situations that we got to practice. We got to learn from each trainer. And sometimes when we're in a bad situation, boom, I remember when what's the name used to teach me to do this or that. It all comes together. But I think it's a good factor, unless you have a good relationship with the trainer and you're like, I have a new trainer, the connection's not there, then there's something wrong right there. But I've been having a good relationship with Alfonso. He's good at switching up to lefty when we're doing mitts. So that's one of the benefits that I switched to train with him for this fight.
Yeah, a guy like Luis Ortiz is he's tough, man. Like, he's one of these guys who's always kind of been underrated. We know him down here in South Florida. He's beloved down here in South Florida, of course. But just that's a tough test, dude. Like, I feel like you being a former champ, you're right on the cusp always of being right there for a title shot. Why was Luis Ortiz the right choice? Why was this the matchup that you wanted to kind of get yourself back into top contention?
Because nobody wants to fight him, So I didn't want to go down to an easy fight. I didn't want to cherry pick my fighters. I feel like I have the ability to beat Ortiz. Even if it's not a knockout, I know I could still do all 12 rounds and throw my combinations and break them down. But Luis Ortiz is one of the best heavyweights right now. The only losses he has is against Wilder. So I think it's a good thing in my resume. It's a tough fight, but I'm willing to take a chance and to take that risk. And I have confidence that I can win. Plus, it's going to be another step closer to getting a title shot.
Right. I think we all, from especially the way boxing has gone in the last few years, appreciate when fighters say, you know what?
We got to fight the best.
I'm fighting that guy.
Yeah.
Because I want to be amongst the elite. I'm fighting that guy. So, it's good to be able to watch a fight and know that this guy is testing himself at that highest level to be the best. And if you look at the heavyweights, it hasn't always happened that way. And it's discouraging because guess what? What happens is every now and then somebody sneaks up on you because they pros too. And now that next fight that you were looking forward to doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the fact that we're going to get to see a championship fight with two guys who've been at it for a while. You've had, all the belts, right? And you're trying to get back there. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, this is a fight that everybody wanted to see. Nobody wanted me to fight any other fighter. They wanted to pick Luis Ortiz, and
right.
I wanted to give the fans what they wanted as well. And I know there's going to be a tough fight because he's a lefty. He's a different style that I'm used to, but we've been working a lot, man. We've been working hard for the lefty styles, and we've been adapting really good.
Andy, news came out this week. Tyson Fury announced that he's coming out of retirement. Not a surprise. I don't think a lot of people thought he was really going to retire. But what do you look as, you do what you think you're going to do in beating Luis Ortiz. Look, man, not many people have held all those belts. Like, what do you want the next path to be? Because obviously the man you beat in AJ, he's taking on Usyk again. So they're going to get down and we'll have a result there. Tyson Fury's coming back to fight Chisora. I'm like, he's already beaten him twice. I feel like I'd like to see him fight you or maybe even Wilder. Fans have always wanted that.
Right.
Dream matchup. Like, what would you want as far as the next step after getting past a guy like Luis Ortiz?
Well, God willing, we win this fight on September 4th, and we're not cut or anything. I would love to fight Tyson Fury. He got that belt that I'm missing. I have all the belts. I had all the belts except for that WBC belt, and I would love for him to give me the opportunity, man. But I know I got a tough task on September 4th. But if we do win that victory, sky's the limit, man. There's Wilder coming out coming back to training. There's so many different heavyweights right now, but the main people is Wilder and Tyson Fury or Usyk or Joshua. There's so many. I would love to have that trilogy as well, but I don't want to look past Luis Ortiz because I know he's a tough guy. He wants to accomplish what I accomplished, and he wants to become champion too. He had a lot of opportunities to become champion, and this is another step closer to him too. So. Sky's the limit after beating him.
I just want to see all these fights happen. Man.
Yeah.
There's 5 or 6 guys that the heavyweight division will not be complete until I see y'all all mix it up. Right? That's the way it's got to be.
And Andy, I respect because I know you guys like to stay in the moment. But if you'll entertain me for a minute, like he has taken on this guy in Deontay Wilder a bunch of times, a big power puncher. You are such a different class, dude. You're fast. You got the combinations. And he's a giant. Like, it's such a clash of size, too, and height. Like, you've had to have pictured that fight, though. Like, what is that in your mind? How do you think you get him? Because he has looked like an unsolvable puzzle as the fights have gone on with Wilder.
Yeah, I think he hasn't fought nobody like me. I'm a shorter guy. I'm pretty fast. I don't just stay right there. I move around. The main thing is try to break them down, bro. Try to break them down. I'm not looking for the knockout. If the knockout comes, it comes. But I'm just trying to win the fight, bro. Just trying to win the fight and just be myself. Just how I was on June 1st. Be myself. Be calm. Be composure. Don't try to overextend anything. And God willing, we get that victory like how we planned. We've been working really hard, sparring. So many sparring partners, and I've been doing really good for the lefties.
How is this climb and this comeback feel different? Because with the win over Joshua, that's shocking the world. Like, introducing yourself to a whole new level of fame. I can't even imagine what that was like, man. Like, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. And now you're here, and I'm sure as hungry as ever to get back to that top. Like, is it more hunger? Is it different? Like how do you compare what the initial climb was like to now trying to get back to the top?
It was different, man, because it took 29 years to get where I wanted to be at, and boom, I got it. Things happened so fast. I was over here, I was over there. It was hard, man. But now since I lost everything, you think and you look past, like, man, what the hell did I do? And you get that hunger, man. Like, now we got to climb back to the ladders, do everything all over again, have that hunger, have that motivation and ambition. I want to become a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. And that's exactly why I made my own gym, my own facility, so I could come and stay more dedicated into this sport. And that's exactly what we're doing now. I wish I would have done this a long time ago, but, things happen for a reason, and the time is now. I'm still young. I'm still 32 years old. I'm still learning. I still learn from my experience from my last fights. And, the main thing right now is just to stay focused and stay disciplined.
It has to be just like, so much excitement around knowing what you have to do to get there, when before you were hoping that you did the right things, but now you actually know what it takes to win that belt. You know the work you have to put in. You have an idea of the work that you put in back then. And so now when you talk about it, it's like, I've been through this. I get it. But now when you get that belt again, now okay, this is what I got to do. This is what I got to do a little bit different. How I handle myself, how I take care of. So I know the feeling. I know what you're feeling. Like, man, just get me back there. I'm gonna know how to handle that situation again.
Exactly, man. I don't want to go through the same things that I did in the same routes. And, I already been there. And if I get there again, I know exactly what to do and what not to do. Right. And just stay focused, man. Stay focused. And, this career is not forever. So I feel we got to take advantage of every moment and, just stay focused, dude, because I wasn't focused. I wasn't that focused when I lost or when I won Anthony Joshua. And, like I said, I regret those moments, man. And now that I have a good team, I prepared a good team. I got my own fighters as well. They're depending on me. I got to be the good example, the right example for them. And if they see me work hard, they're going to be working extra harder too.
Even with the disappointment of losing that belt, what was like the holy bleep moment? Like, I can't believe I've reached this point after becoming heavyweight champ of the world. Everybody was talking about Andy. Like, what was the moment where you're like, I can't believe like this is happening? I'm meeting this person. I'm having this experience. What was like the best thing after first winning the belt?
Just getting dragged with things that I never thought that I would be doing, going to different parties with celebrities there, doing things that I would see in movies, and especially telling my mom that we don't have to struggle no more, I think I got overconfident. I overlooked what was going to be next. I totally forgot about the rematch, but just the partying, all that, man. And, it could have happened to anybody. The life switched so fast that from me being so poor or having to live by check and fight by fight, it's a big change, and it's a big blessing. But like I said, we're focused. I know exactly what not to do now, and just to stay ready. This is exactly why we wanted a good fight, because like how you said, I know exactly when I know how it feels when I get dropped and I have to get back up to win the fight. And that's what happened through my whole career. I fell down. Now I got to get back up to get back to that ladder and to become a 2-time heavyweight champion.
Well, Andy, we can't wait to watch it, man. September 4th, he is taking on Luis Ortiz live on pay-per-view. Go buy this fight, man. This is a can't-miss all action as he climbs back to trying to get to be heavyweight champion of the world once again. Andy, thanks so much for the time, man. It was a real pleasure talking to you.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. And hopefully we go out there in Miami. I've never been out there in Miami, but hopefully we get this victory. We could do another interview out there.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, this is a good place to celebrate, man. You got that birthday coming up. It might be a good place to come check out, man. Thanks, Andy. Thanks so much.
For sure, brother. Thank you, bro.
Andy Ruiz.
How do you not like him? How can you not like him?
He is a delight.
There's been a handful of guys in boxing that we have interviewed that, all right, it's a guy, it's a guy. He's done this, he's done, but this guy is so engaging.
Yeah.
Right? He really is. So, man, I can't wait. I want to see him. Look, I want to see him get another chance.
Me too, man.
Like, I just, that's all. Look, all you can ask for is the road back. It doesn't guarantee success.
Absolutely.
But for him to get another chance, I think he probably has a following now that it far exceeds what he had the last time he won the belt.
It's crazy to go from a guy everybody probably looks at you with your shirt off as a punchline, and then you shocked the only fight that's only bigger upset in heavyweight history was Buster Douglas.
Like
that's it. Odds wise, like this guy was 25-1 and beat an undefeated Anthony Joshua in Madison Square Garden
decisively. Not just.
And by the way, even out of shape in the rematch, AJ did not want to engage late in that fight. He's like,
right.
I got the decision. Right. I'll stay back.
I just say I have the utmost respect for guys who don't necessarily look the part, but have the abilities that exceed a lot of guys that look the part. And he's one of those guys. I'm telling you, folks, just go look at one of his workout videos and look at how well he moves his feet, how fast his hands are. His boxing skills don't necessarily fit his body type, and it's that much more impressive to watch.
Andy Ruiz, thanks for the time for him.